The year is 1971. Bulky SLRs and rangefinders are all the rage. Nikon Fs and Leica Ms dominate the market and are the professional's choice of camera. But Olympus thought, nah, sod that. Cameras don't need to weigh you down. Designer Yoshihisa Maitani, the bloke who came up with the already well-known compact cameras, the Pen and the Pen F, went off and designed an SLR that rejected the popular bulky designs of the time. What he came up with is this, the OM1-n. Initially called the M1, but after a legal dispute with Leica, it was renamed the OM1-n. And what a beauty it is. This is a 35mm SLR camera. It's fully mechanical, it's fully manual, nothing automatic about it. The only thing electronic about it is the TTL light meter, and if that were to, which is powered by an absurdly expensive battery. If the light meter were to break down, that's all good. You can keep on shooting, no problem, because the camera is fully mechanical. And likewise, if you wanted to go fully raw paleo and not shoot with a light meter, you can. I think this is the best film camera to learn the basics on, or at least an incredible option. Since it doesn't have anything automatic about it, you need to learn the basics of exposure in order to get a half decent photo. When you're starting out, you just want a camera that works, a camera that just takes photos, and this does that extremely well. You don't need things like multiple exposure and you don't need that. And on top of that, the form factor is tiny. It is absolutely minuscule in comparison to to other SLR cameras. This is what really sets it apart. Olympus decided to go completely against the grain. I guess what was popular at the time, we're gonna go for cute and compact. For traveling, chucking into your day bag, popping out to the shop, taking to a dinner party, you really can't beat this for size. It's an everyday, pop in your bag, sling over your shoulder, go for a cycle along the canal kind of camera. Usually if you wanted a camera of this size, you would have to go for a point and shoot. But obviously the problem with a point and shoot is that you don't have any control over the settings. So with this camera, you're basically getting the creative control that an SLR gives you, but in the form factor of a point and shoot. They also managed to make the lenses for this, for the OM system, really, really small. For example, this is the OM F2, and this chunky, massive mofo, this massive guy over here is the Canon FD 35mm f2. The 35mm is way bigger than the 85mm. Compactness and portability are massively important to me. I hate gear getting in the way. So anything that downsizes my gear is a huge bonus. For goodness sake, look at this. This is my iPhone 8 and this is the OM1. Like, it is in terms of footprint, it's the same size, if not a bit bigger. My iPhone 8 probably is a bit bigger, I'd say. So one of my gripes with small compact cameras is that usually the viewfinder is too small. It puts a strain in the eye. You're like, what am I looking at? For example, I used to have the Olympus XA and the viewfinder was just too small, which is one of the reasons why I ended up selling it. Whereas in this case, I don't know what engineering witchcraft they did, but despite it being smaller than my Canon A1, I know this doesn't really, you can't really tell here, but despite it being smaller than my A1, the viewfinder is bigger and brighter than that of the A1. The shutter speed dial is unusually located on the lens mount. It means that you don't have to remove your eye from the viewfinder when you're shooting, which means it's just a much more slicker, a smoother, more seamless sort of shooting experience. The body as well seems to be completely out of metal, or mostly out of metal at least, so it has a nice bit of heft to it. Even though it's so small, it's reassuringly heavy. Two versions of this camera. I went for the black one because I just much prefer the look of an all black camera, the silver version as well. It also has a threaded shutter button, which means you can attach a shutter release cable. It has a self timer, a PC cord port, and a hot shoe mount for something like a flash. I have the Olympus T20 flash. It is very small as well. It's tiny. This could easily fit in my pocket. I just slide it on, screw it on, bush, as James Matthews would say, bush. And there you go. I have a really dinky, super powerful, super capable, rig here. which I used the other day at a party, and I realized that this is perfect. This little setup here is perfect for low light, sort of intimate conditions. Yeah, I've been wanting to document more of my social life. It's something I used to do a lot when I was a teenager, and I massively regret not doing more of that in my 20s. And this setup, you know, the flash and this tiny little body is perfect for nights out. It's tiny, the flash is tiny. Once you use a flash, you don't have to worry about the shutter speed, because when you use a flash with film cameras, you know, you're stuck with the flash sync speed, so you know you don't have to worry about changing it at all. So in this case, the flash sync speed is 1/60th of a second, and then the only other thing that you have to worry about is the aperture. Basically, the larger the aperture, the more reach you're going to get with your flash. This flash turns this camera into a point and shoot, because you know, when you have a flash, you're basically you're fixing the light conditions. You know, since you have a constant flash, the light conditions stay constant, which means that your settings will remain constant. The light meter is also really easy to understand. It's just a needle that goes up and down between a positive and a minus sign. When the needle hits positive, it means that you're overexposed, minus underexposed. When it's in between, you have proper exposure. Very, very easy to understand. Any moron can understand that. The cons, what are the cons? I mean, the battery, mate. Oof. The battery for this camera, you know, the battery for the light meter is not cheap. It's 12 pounds a pop. You know, around 12 pounds a pop. Another con would be that I really do wish it had aperture priority, because you know, sometimes, you know, I just much prefer aperture priority if I can get it, which is the reason why I tend to pick this up, the Canon A1, more often than I do the OM1. But now I see myself using this a lot more often for nighttime, for like, you know, for intimate gatherings at night, because of the fact that it has such a tiny flash. Oh yeah, another downside of this is that it doesn't have a shutter lock mechanism. No, there's no way of turning off the camera. Basically what I'm trying to stop is that I wish there were a way to lock the shutter so that I don't take accidental photos of the inside of my bag. You know, with the Canon A1, you can turn it off so it stops taking photos. However, my workaround for that on my OM1 is to basically take a photo and then not advance it. This camera became extremely popular, and Olympus came out with 4 iterations or so of this camera. You know, all of them share near identical appearances. The OM4 is the top of the range model in this series and goes for around £300. This camera goes for £80 for just the body, around £80 for just the body, and goes for around £150 with the 50mm f1.8 kit lens. For me, portability and performance are really what sets this apart from all other cameras. When you consider how small these lenses are compared to the rest of the competition, you know, Olympus absolutely smashes it out of the park. These lenses are super sharp, they're legendary. You know, the way it renders bokeh, in my opinion, it's almost like medium format, you know, in quality. I mean, that's just my opinion. I just love the way it renders bokeh. It's so, to me, it's so aesthetically pleasing. It's almost medium format like, you know, and on top of that, you know, these lenses are legendary. The Zuka lenses are legendary. And their top of the range lenses, you know, the top of the range Zuka lenses are, you know, even in pristine condition, way cheaper than that of their Canon and Nikon counterparts. For example, this 85mm f2, which I got in pristine condition, I got for £299. And if I were to get the Canon, you know, top of the range 85mm from Canon, you know, I'd be looking to fork over around, you know, £700. Pentax saw this camera and saw how well it was doing and thought to themselves, you know what, we want some of that compact SLR action, and they produce the Pentax ME or MX, one of them, and you know, and because they basically wanted to share that market, they realized how well it was doing. And I think that's just testament to how good this camera is. Either way, for the price, the optical quality of the lenses, the tiny compactness of the body and the lenses, the massive bright viewfinder, isn't, you know, the fact that it's fully mechanical, which means that no electronics can die on you. You know, I mean, there is the light meter, but if that dies, the camera still keeps going. It doesn't matter. You still have a working camera. So if all those things tickle your fancy, I think this is an awesome option for a beginner or just for anyone looking to downsize their gear. Anyway guys, that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, comment down below. I reply to all the comments. This is the third time I've filmed this video. The first 2 times I didn't turn on my microphone, I didn't turn on the receiver, and then the second time I didn't turn on the transmitter. So guys, I am absolutely exhausted. This is the pleasures of filming yourself. You only realize that you effed up at the end of the recording. Anyway, if you didn't know, I upload twice a week to this channel. Yes, twice a week, guys. We're not here to mess around, people. We're going for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you want to be part of whatever this is from the very beginning, then hit that subscribe button. Plenty more videos to come, plenty more collaborations to come. Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Zain Shoots Film. Check out my portfolio at zainreaders.com. Keep learning, keep shooting. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.